Okay, we're talking about traumatic experiences and how do you overcome traumatic experiences. Until you're free of traumatic experiences in the past, it's almost impossible to be who and what you want to become in your future. Why would this be? Because trauma becomes imprinted in our body. It is in our glands, in our organs, in our brain. It's even in our aura and our magnetic field. It's everywhere. When this happens, it can activate a survival system to protect you. If the survival system believes that something is threatening, it's going to do everything it possibly can to either sabotage you or not have you get the goal you're working toward. Of course, you won't realize that there's a mechanism against you. You'll just start to feel inadequate, depressed. You'll feel like you're not good enough and even fatigued. You'll seriously doubt yourself about things. And sometimes your body can even cause a disease to keep you from getting to this goal because it sees it as threatening. I'm making this video because I've cleared layers and layers of subconscious negative programming and fears that could not be found with psychotherapy. I now have a life that I've always dreamt of. I'm much more secure, happier. I'm content with everything. I feel like I can handle things much better. And I don't feel like I have these sabotages against me. And I have a partner that I always thought existed but never could meet. And I feel much more balanced. I want to show you how to recognize that your survival system is really the cause of your inability to obtain what you dream of. It's not trying to do this out of hate or spite against you. It's trying to do this because it's protecting you. It wants to protect you from what it believes is an inevitable negative outcome. I want to share with you some ideas of the root causes of survival sabotages that could be happening. Probably one of the most common would be growing up in a house full of yelling or someone's yelling in the household. This causes a grudge against the victim toward the parents. A grudge will sabotage anyone because it creates this reality that's just not real. Another one growing up is having been ignored when you're young because nobody was there to support you. These are a little common, but let's get to some deeper issues. Having grown up with a dysfunctional sibling that maybe you hated, or even worse, you hated them, this would surely tell your survival system not to have children. How about having an untimely death in the family? Say an uncle or an aunt or a relative. I've seen this devastation settle in the body and set off a survival defense system telling that person not to get married, not to have a family, so your body can sabotage you to never get into a relationship where you find someone that you want to marry, or you just aren't dating, you can't find someone. Many times, a sabotage energy will come down the family line, like inherited. Maybe a grandparent had a catastrophic event. This would be imprinted in your cells, in your body. This could set off a sabotage. If you grew up with a narcissist in the family, you will be attracted to a narcissist after a narcissist until you overcome this lesson of value. Say you grew up in a household of a family that never had a professional career like a lawyer or a doctor or an entrepreneur. You don't have that imprinted in your body. You could find it almost impossible to create a bigger financial life, and you'll have problems after problems. You ever see why one person can create wealth easily and another person has problems? This is one example. Having done drugs in the past or still using them, this is going to sabotage your choices. You may have never gotten past your fears of participating in things when all along this could have been a sabotage to protect you. If your family had a loss of some major financial plans, this could also set an imprint in your body. And this devastation could come out in other ways. It could work against your financial plans for the future. Having listened to teachers or mentors that really didn't have your interest at hand, like you didn't know that they were speaking truth or not, this could also sway you and create a sabotage in your body. Having picked a long list of negative friends could lead you to having no friends. Holding a grudge against God for how your life has turned out will certainly block you of any divine direction. Other things like seeing your parents having a disease and watching them suffer could create a fear against parenting, or that you don't want to parent. These are just a handful of examples of survival systems that will limit your life if you don't clear them. So, is there a way to clear this undermining programming? Yes. The fact is, our spirits live in our bodies, which is like a biocomputer. Our bodies have hundreds of thousands of circuit breakers that turn on and off things. Sometimes these traumas turn off these switches and it's almost impossible to turn them back on. There's many systems that will turn back on these switches, but mostly you have to go to a professional. But I am giving you the exact directions on how to turn on those circuits using a certain healing method. 3 different healing methods, actually. One is tapping, one is essential oils, and one is a command with your voice. And these are going to be specific to certain sabotages that you can clear yourself on your own. The first part is to realize that all this negative thinking that you have about yourself is not true. Most likely, this is a defense mechanism acting against you. And the next thing is to show you how to turn on these different circuits. And one of them is using essential oils. There are specific blends that get applied to specific areas, the ones that hold these emotions, and that is how you can switch back and turn on these circuits. If you're wanting to hear more information about your spirit, what it wants, what it needs, how to keep it healthy and strong and overcome these negativities, then just subscribe here. And you have to keep checking back with me because I have treatments for you and I'm going to be giving you tips on how to do some of those things. Most of these treatments call for essential oils. You can use your own, but I recommend the ones that I am telling you to use for certain things. Follow me for more information. You will see yourself change just like I have, and there's so much to know. I just want to tell you as much as I possibly can. As you grow and experience things, you'll see that different things come up at different times. So you have to clear those as you go, so it's easier for you to overcome these sabotages. Growth is never ending. It's really, truly a journey, and you will be fulfilled just from clearing all of these things. As you go, you'll find your confidence and you'll get to know your true self.